Well, hello there. This is At the Jazz Band Ball, a podcast devoted to early jazz, music from the first part of the 20th century. I'm Kevin McLaughlin. Well, what do you know? It's holiday time again, and I know this because I just played my annual production of Nutcracker last weekend. Not jazz, but great music nonetheless, and a lot of fun to play. So, I know that I promised last week a show about Detroit jazz clubs, which we will get to, I promise, in the new year. But I thought I would take advantage of the season and do a show on all of those great Christmas jazz, blues, and swing tunes that are out there. And not just covers of standard Christmas tunes, but original music dedicated to the season. It's music you may not be familiar with, or music by artists you didn't know played that sort of thing. It's Christmas jazz from the 1920s, 30s, and 40s. Here's some Louis Prima to get the party started.
When he finds everybody swinging, what will Santa Claus say when he hears us sing, singing? Down the chimney he will come with his great big smile, and he'll find that even the kiddies are swinging in a latest style. Oh, what is Santa bringing? Oh, I wonder whether he'll be swinging everywhere in the land. All the people will be singing, la-di-da-di-da, yeah. Now what is Santa Claus gonna say when he finds everybody swinging? Oh, what will Santa Claus say when he finds everybody swinging? What will Santa Claus say when he hears us singing? Down the chimney he will come, oh, what is Santa bringing? Oh, I wonder whether he'll be swinging everywhere in the land. All the people will be singing, la-di-da-di-da, oh, hey. Now what is Santa Claus gonna say when he finds everybody swinging?
That was Louis Prima in 1936 with What Will Santa Claus Say When He Finds Everybody Swingin'? Louis Leo Prima was born in 1910 in New Orleans, lived 67 years, died in 1978, also in New Orleans. He was a trumpeter, singer, entertainer, and band leader. He formed a 7-piece New Orleans-style band in the late 20s, and fronted a swing combo in the 30s and then later a big band group in the 40s. Prima made prominent use of Italian music and language in his songs, blending elements of his Italian-Sicilian identity. He was married 5 times, including to Keely Smith, a great singer in her own right. Keely Smith, they divorced in 1961 after many infidelities on Prima's part, and then one famous one on Smith's. She famously had an affair with Frank Sinatra prior to her divorce from Prima in 1961. By the way, Louis Prima is also known for providing the voice for the orangutan King Louie in the 1967 Disney film The Jungle Book. Well, we're having ourselves a bit of a holiday end of the year party today on At the Jazz Band Ball. I'm Kevin McLaughlin, and next we're going to turn to a guy that definitely knows how to have a good time. This is Fats Waller in Swingin' Them Jingle Bells, 1936.
Why don't you swing them jingles, son?
What's the matter with him? Them jingle bells got him. They're jingling all the way. Look at that.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Look at that.
Jingle, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Read it on out there.
Yeah, that's it. That's the yard dog barking out there. Even the yard dog is swinging them bells.
The life of the party. There was Fats Waller having some fun with Jingle Bells from 1936. We heard Herman Autry on the trumpet and Gene Cedric clarinet and tenor sax. And then Fats, of course, at the piano and vocals. Well, next we have the Paul Waitman Orchestra doing some celebrating themselves with Jack Teagarden on vocals and a nice trombone solo, along with Johnny Mercer doing some patter in a kind of fake black accent. See what you think. Here's Christmas Night in Harlem from 1934.
Hallelujah. Glory Hannah.
What is all that noise?
Hallelujah.
Don't come up with that now.
Glory Hannah.
Who is that over in the corner?
Hallelujah.
I believe that's Mr. Teagarden. Hey, what you doing up here, man? Last time I saw you, you were saying fare thee well to Harlem.
I done been where I was going, and I ain't going there no more.
You sure come back the right time. It's Christmas up here.
What do you mean up here? It's Christmas everywhere.
Yeah, but it ain't no Christmas like Christmas in Harlem.
No?
Every gal strutting with her bow through the streets covered white with snow. Happy smiles everywhere you go. Christmas night in Harlem.
Black and tan feeling mighty good in that old colored neighborhood. Here and now be it understood, Christmas night in Harlem.
Everyone is gonna sit up until after 3. Everyone will be all lit up like a Christmas tree.
Come on now, every cold black Joe, reach your sweet neath the mistletoe with a kiss and a hidey-ho. Christmas night in Harlem.
Hee-hee, man. Dog, what did Santa Claus leave in your stocking?
Let me see, there's an orange, a jar of kink out, and man, look at that slide trombone, ain't it pretty?
Yeah, but it might not sound so pretty. Let me hear you toot it.
Mr. Mercer, I'm glad to be back in this festivity.
Ah, you said it, Mr. T. It's Christmas night in Harlem.
When it's Christmas night in Harlem.
Man, you drew the bipful.
That's Jack Teagarden and Johnny Mercer with the Paul Whiteman Band, giving us some reasons to spend Christmas night in Harlem from 1934. Well, Christmas is not a happy time for everyone. Next, we have some of the earliest and best examples of Christmas blues, which are not always sad, but always tell a true story rather than a glossy, commercialized version. First, we'll hear Bessie Smith sing At the Christmas Ball from 1925. It's actually not sad at all, though the association we have with her voice and singing style make us think sad thoughts. In fact, the record label Columbia wouldn't release this recording until 1940 because they were afraid it was too upbeat compared with Bessie Smith's other material.
Hey, Betty, Christmas here.
Yes, yes. Hooray for Christmas. Christmas comes but once a year, and to me it brings good cheer, and to everyone who likes wine and beer. jazz everywhere at the Christmas ball.
Bessie Smith bringing us news of At the Christmas Ball from 1925. She was joined there by Charlie Green on trombone and the band leader and pianist Fletcher Henderson, and Joe Smith was on trumpet. Well, our next blues, Christmas blues, is The Santa Claus Crave, written and performed by Elzadie Robinson, just a classic female blues singer and songwriter. She was born in 1897, lived until 1975, but she was active just about 3 years between 1926 and 1929. And she recorded about 34 songs and then just quit the business. Bob Call is the pianist here. Here's The Santa Claus Crave from 1927, Elzadie Robinson. The Santa Claus Crave from 1927. Elzadie Robinson sang and Bob Call played piano. Elzadie grew up in Louisiana and then moved to Chicago, and that's where she did most of her recording. And then she just kind of dropped out of sight. This is At the Jazz Band Ball. I'm Kevin McLaughlin, and it's great to have you along today for some Christmas jazz from the 20s and 30s and 40s. And next we're going to turn to the music of Django Reinhardt and Stefan Grappelli. We had a show a few weeks ago on jazz guitarists, and I told you all about Django, but I didn't say much about Stefan Grappelli, so I thought I would just say a couple of words. He was born and he died in Paris. He lived 89 years between 1908 and 1997. His mother died when he was 5, and his father, who was an Italian citizen, was drafted into the Italian military to fight in World War I, leaving Stefan alone. He learned violin on the streets of Paris by watching other violinists, and he got good enough to enroll at the Paris Conservatory in 1920. As a teenager, he made his living busking and accompanying silent films in Paris, and he was introduced to jazz in 1928 at the Ambassador Hotel, where he heard the Paul Whiteman Band, along with violinist Joe Venuti, perform. Even though Joe Venuti was not a real improviser in the same sense that Stefan Grappelli would become later, he was very impressed, his bowing technique and how he got around the instrument. And that started him on the path to learning jazz. So Stefan Grappelli met Django Reinhardt in 1931, the gypsy guitarist with amazing playing ability despite having been injured really badly in a fire. And eventually the two formed a quintet and a musical partnership at the Hot Club of France in Paris. Well, here are Grappelli and Reinhardt to play Christmas Swing, a 1937 composition of Django Reinhardt's. Django Reinhardt on guitar and Stefan Grappelli violin at the peak of their powers there at the Hot Club of France in 1937 with Christmas Swing. Not sure what it had to do with Christmas, but there you go. That's what Django called it. Well, now we get to check out New York City and the Savoy Ballroom to hear Chick Webb and his band and his protege, Ella Fitzgerald, to sing Holiday in Harlem in 1937. Ella Fitzgerald and the Chick Webb Band in 1937, Ella singing Holiday in Harlem. Ella would have been 20 years old at the time of that recording. Well, here's another kind of generic holiday song. We're going to bring Fats Waller back to sing Winter Weather, first recorded on December 26, 1941.
I love the winter weather, so the two of us can get together. There's nothing sweeter, finer. When it's nice and cold, I can hold my baby closer to me. and collect them fine kisses that are due me. I love the winter weather because I got my love to keep me warm. I love the winter weather, so the two of us can get together. There's nothing sweeter, finer, when it's nice and cold. I can hold my baby closer, yes, closer to me, and collect them fine kisses that are due me. I love the winter weather because I got my love to keep me warm, so nice and warm.
Fats Waller singing Winter Weather from about 1941. I love the winter weather because the two of us can get together. Well, that's going to about do it for us this week on At the Jazz Band Ball. Thanks for coming along and listening to some holiday jazz from the 20s, 30s, and 40s. I'm Kevin McLaughlin. I really enjoyed putting this together. We're going to take some time off for the Christmas holidays, and then we'll be back in January for our next show, which is, I promise, going to be about Detroit jazz clubs and continue our series of jazz clubs from around the country. Well, we're going to play one more, but before I do, I just want to invite you, if you like the show, if you want to tell us about it, our email is kevin@thejazzbandball.com. You can also subscribe to my Substack, which is kevinmclaughlin.substack.com. And if you want to rate us and tell us we're great, that's always appreciated on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. All right, this last one is not actually a Christmas song, but it's fun anyway. It's Santa Claus Came in the Spring, and it's performed for us by the Benny Goodman Band. Have a great week, everybody, and enjoy the holidays. See you next time.
Santa Claus came in the spring. Santa Claus came when the skies were blue. I heard his sleigh bells ting-a-ling the day that I met you. Santa Claus came in the spring, riding along through the daffodils, and I just saw him vanishing across the distant hills. I heard his reindeer on the ground. I thought I caught a glimpse of red, but suddenly I turned around, and there you were instead. What if he hurried away? Santa Claus came when the skies were blue, and now it's Christmas every day because he brought me you.
Listening to At the Jazz Band Ball. I'm Kevin McLaughlin. This is a show devoted to early jazz and music by some of the very best musicians from the first part of the 20th century.